Well, we are down here on the creek with our friends, Chris and Jerry, who, by the way, just got married. They are from Washington, and they have come down to prospect with us for a little while. Over here is Wayne supervising, and as you can see, we are running a drop rifle sluice and a little bazooka. That's a bazooka sniper, right? Anyway, so we're running that. I'm going to show you where we're digging, and let me get up and not fall over as I come down the bedrock here. Right? You can see a whole bunch of larger rocks, right? And I just pulled those out of this side little notch, right? And you know, it's difficult to get down in there. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit. Maybe that'll pick it up a little better. Right? You can see the size of the rocks there, right? Now this, mostly in this area of the creek, you get fairly small cobbles. Right? These larger cobbles were all stuck over here in this area, which means there was a low pressure area. This little creek was flowing like you couldn't believe. It was trying to imitate a creek or a river for a while when we had all our storms here. So all the larger cobbles were deposited right here in this area. So that's where I was digging to see if some, you know, if perchance some larger gold got deposited there. That's a little rule of thumb. The bigger the cobbles, the bigger the gold, if you can get below the cobbles. Right? Anyway, so I'm going to wander up here where Chris was working and show you basically what she's doing. All right? All right. And we're going to zoom in a little bit. You can see her shovel right here, all right? Right behind her shovel, and that's right there, is a very large crack between two pieces of bedrock, right? Okay. And Chris just cleaned that out. She just got a couple of pieces of gold out of there, and she is now going to go to the second spot, which, as you can see right here next to her classifier, is an area. Let me get back a little bit, show you the flow of the creek. Came straight down here, right over this big rock, and dropped off into a little waterfall right to the right of that classifier. Right, that whole area in there needs to be cleaned out really good, because it's, you know, that big rock is sitting on bedrock, and there's a lot of material that's been blown in and tucked in behind it. There should be some gold in there. Okay, if the gold is paying attention to the lessons of stream deposition, there will be gold there. Let's put it that way. In any case, so that's the spot we're working on. All right, down here we have a log across the creek. All right, and the creek was up so high that you can see the normal gravel bar right here, where a whole bunch of large cobbles have been deposited, right? And then over here to the side, you can see that the creek actually ran over here and deposited a whole bunch of material behind this fallen log, mainly because it slowed the creek down, and as a result, heavier items started dropping out. So that might be a spot to, I may have Chris sample that in a little while. In any case, it's a gorgeous day in the mother lode, and we're hoping to get some gold. All right, we'll come back a little bit later, see what kind of gold people are getting. Push the go button.
We're going.
Okay, we're going. All right. Gonna stop this section of the video right now and do a little education, shall we say, right? And what we've got is bedrock and a crack. I want you to point right down here. And you see this large pothole in the bedrock, right? We're going to put some water into that and scratch around with our little scratching tool. Get some water. And we're going to pour it in there.
It's not focusing. Hang on.
All right.
It's not focusing.
Right? Remember, like I said, sometimes it goes too wide, or tries to go to telephoto. Can you slide
there we go.
Rock it back the other way? Okay. All right, so I'm going to get down and scratch every little bit of the bottom of that little crack, or hole, should we say, right here. And then we're going to use a piece of PVC with a little chunk of pipe in the end of it. All right, can you see that?
Yeah.
Good? All right. Now I'm going to insert this into the hole and suck on it. You're going to be very careful not to suck too much because I hate the taste of gritty water. Right? I'm going to blow that material back into the pan. And from what I can see here, I'm now down to the point where I can use my sucker bulb to get down and get right to the bottom of the crack there. All right, now I'm going to take our sucker bulb and empty it out into here, and we have fire trucks taking off in the background. Okay, rather than, well, you know what, I could put a little bit into this crack too, a little water there, and suck that out, just to see. I'm thinking that since we had such a high water event here on this creek, water would have been flowing pretty heavily over this bedrock, and there's a possibility of new deposition of gold. Yeah. All right, that takes care of that. Get a little more water to squirt down in here and clean that bottom pretty good. And one more time. Okay. This is going to be horrible if we don't have any gold in here, but this at least will be a learning experience here. All right, let's pan this out. Okay. Now, as I indicated in one of the previous videos where I had a race with gold, you don't really have to keep shaking the material down too often, because all that gold is 18 times heavier than water, and it's down at the bottom of this pan right in the little crease right around the side. So I just pan everything else out of here. A couple of rocks we're going to have to get rid of. Little pieces of quartz. Not chispas, just quartz. Alright. For those of you who aren't aware, a chispa is a piece of quartz with gold in it, or a piece of gold with quartz on it. Right? One of the two. Anyway, so we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. And we will go around to the smooth side of the pan, or smoother side of the pan. Trying to do this in the sunlight so you can see. And we're just going to walk this material right off the edge of the pan. Alright, and these darker little pieces that you're seeing come off right now, those are heavies. Those have a lot of iron oxide in them. If we had a metal detector here, it might actually react to some of those because they would have enough iron in them. But when you see heavies, you know you're in the same spot or the same area that you'll find gold. So, and now we can see the number of heavies that I still have in the pan. Look at all those heavies right down in there. Okay? Got that? Okay. It's nice to have heavies, but I haven't seen any gold yet, so we're gonna come to the end of the pan here, tap a little bit, and see if we have any gold. Yes. Boy, it's very, very, very small. I mean, these are just micro gold here. Couple of tiny, tiny pieces. The camera isn't even going to pick them up. And I'll tell you how small they are. I'm not even going to suck them up with my snuffer bottle. But that was today's lesson. And we'll go back to everyone digging and hopefully getting